Welcome back to the Lorenzo Primerano Show, where we talk about Philly sports, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Now, stay tuned for your Philly sports news. Do you want daily sports news and not have to wait every Saturday for the podcast? Visit my Twitter at Lorenzo_12_24 for all the news. Welcome back to the Lorenzo Primerano Show, and man, we do not have a lot to talk about. I mean, plain and simple like that, we don't really have that much to talk about this week. If you weren't following up on my Twitter, I probably posted about 3 things that, of course, I'm going to talk about right now. But, man, it was very quiet in this week. I post a couple of things came up and I couldn't really do anything about it. Here, we have not skipped a week yet, knock on wood. We're hoping to keep that streak alive, but it will be hard as the time comes. I'm gonna go I announced on my Twitter earlier that I'm going to be doing NHL and NBA playoff predictions, of course, for the rest of the the rest of the way. So before I get that, I want to get to the slightly little news that was going through the sports world for Philadelphia. First, I want to get the Flyers signed Nick Sealer to a 2-year deal. He has re-signed with the Flyers. I do think it is a very good move by the Flyers, and during the rebuild. Of course, we're not going to the Flyers make the playoffs this year, as we want to improve as a team. But right now, I do think it is good Flyers to re-sign Nick Sealer. I believe he has at least some potential to be one of this is probably what the biggest news this week. The Eagles signed James 1-year deal. Of course, James Bradbury and Darius Slay are very good in the secondary, and I do think that this duo is able to go far as of leading that defense. Some MLS news. There was rumors about Messi going to the MLS at the end of his contract, which is 2023, so that's when his contract expires. Of course, it's rumors going around, but it said that he might join the MLS. I mean, if he does, hey, the Union are open for a man to be there. Speaking of the Union are still first in the East. They are still a dominating team. And I expect them to make the playoffs no matter what this year. Phillies news, they need to get their crap together. I kept on saying it week in, week out. I'm not going to express my frustration anymore. I know they've been playing good teams over the stretch of the last couple of games, but they need to start playing like an MLB team if they have any hope of even chasing a wild card spot this year. Alright, enough with the little bit of news that we had. I'm going to be talking about my predictions. I'm going to start off with the NBA right now, because there's only 4 teams remaining, and I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win the finals for the NBA. So the Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors, of course, both these series already started, but Golden State leading 2-0, but of course they're having a home court advantage. I do think that the Dallas Mavericks can turn this series around and possibly force a Game 7 if they are able to build up that momentum as they are at home and split between at home. I do think that maybe the Dallas Mavericks do take that into a Game 7. So I want to go to the Boston and Miami series. Of course, Boston is struggling a little bit to keep in Miami's path. Miami currently leading 2-1 in that series. I do think Miami does pull this off, maybe in Game 6. I do not think this will go to a Game 7. It possibly might, but I have Miami and the Dallas Mavericks being in the NBA Finals, and I have the Mavericks. I had the Miami Heat actually beating the Mavericks in 6. I don't think the Mavericks have enough in them to beat this Miami offense. So I was during this like picking these teams. I was really putting myself towards the Golden State Warriors, but I do not think that the Warriors. I know they're leading 2-0 right now, but even if they do make it to the finals, I do not think they will win it all. And of course, no one really wants to see that. They've had enough going back there, so that's why I went with the picks I said. Next, I'm gonna get over to the NHL picks. Very sad for me to pick this team, but I'm gonna start in the Eastern Conference first. Florida and Tampa Bay. Of course, Tampa Bay leading 2-0 against the Florida Panthers, and beating them at home, by the way. I do think Florida Panthers do not pull this one off. As much as I hate to say it, Claude Giroux will probably be eliminated in the second round of the playoffs, and I do think the Tampa Bay Lightning advance to the Eastern Conference Finals, and not something that we don't want, really. Carolina and New York. I do think Carolina is just going to kill New York. New York has just not been on their game lately, and Carolina just has a 2-0 lead on them, and it really shows that New York is very struggling right now. So right now I have Tampa Bay and Carolina in the Eastern Conference Finals. Next, I'm going to head over to the West. It's Colorado and St. Louis. Colorado looking like they've been dominating this series from the start. St. Louis, of course, winning Game 2. And Colorado winning Game 3 yesterday. I do think Colorado comes out with this maybe in 5 or 6. I do think that St. Louis does not have it in them to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. Next is the Calgary Flames and the Edmonton Oilers. I believe that the Edmonton Oilers are going to beat the Calgary Flames. And the reason why I say this is Connor McDavid has been on fire. Even though it may not seem like it, but he has been on fire the past couple of games that he's been in the first round and in the second round. And mostly it's because he's been a great playmaker, and he's been amazing on the ice. Of course, being the first he has like 20 points in 9-10 games. So I do think Colorado and Edmonton are the Western Conference. So I'm going to go back to the Eastern Conference, Tampa Bay and Carolina. As much as I hate to say it again, I think Tampa Bay does advance because they're looking unstoppable right now. And over in the Western Conference, Colorado versus Edmonton. I do think Colorado takes it. I don't think Edmonton has it enough in them. And of course, Colorado right now is looking very, very unstoppable. In the finals, I got Colorado and the Tampa Bay Lightning. I think Colorado finally beats Tampa Bay, and they do not go back to back. And I think Colorado Avalanche are going to win the Stanley Cup. Wow, that was a lot. I know it was this week was not as planned as it was supposed to go, but you gotta work with what you got. So this has been the Lorenzo Primerano Show. Make sure to go follow my Twitter at Lorenzo_12_24 for daily Philly sports news, if there is any. Oh man, let's hope we have some news next week, and we will see you all in the next one.